What's up, congratulators? If you're new to the channel, I'm Xavier Garcia, and this is the Ultimate Psychology channel, creating awesome videos to cure all your life. So what are we going to talk about this week? And in this video, it's a very pertinent subject matter for myself, a concept, something I had dealt with, and it was very difficult for me to go through, and I'm sure it's a very similar experience for yourself because a lot of human experiences are universal. So have you ever gone through an experience where, this is the moment of your life and you've been anticipating it, looking forward to it, and you choked, right? You didn't meet the expectations, you didn't meet the standard. And, maybe you beat yourself up about it, you beat yourself down, and it was all over and you didn't think you were gonna get a second chance. And maybe you didn't. But there's those situations, those opportunities where we think that they're all lost, and somehow, some way they get rejuvenated. Then they also get replenished, they get renewed. But a lot of times, we don't get our time back, or we don't get maybe that perfect storm or that perfect situation, that scenario. But somehow life and God has a way of working things out for us. And we have to think that and believe that life is happening for us and it's not just happening to us, right? It's not happening to us, it's happening for us. And sometimes it's hard, we can't detach from the experience and the situation itself. If we have a third party, someone can look at it, they're the observer, and they're able to make the observation of our lives, be observant that they're on the outside, they're the third party, so they can see what you're going through and give you advice, but they're not in your shoes. I mean, we can relate to each other. We can have even had similar experiences or been through something just like that, right? But it's not you that's going through it right now. It's me. It's I who am going through it. And so you have a unique perception on it because you're the one who's actually going through your lesson at this particular moment in time. And so it's important to take valuable feedback from as many people as possible. But if the situation was maybe perhaps humiliating and you don't even want to face it, and you don't want to even reach out and tell people about your mishap or your mistake or the situation that you weren't in control, that can be humiliating. But you have to humble yourself, and we have to put your vanity, you have to put your ego to the side and recognize that we're all human, and we should be able to be transparent and be just open and honest about who we are, where we come from, what we're doing, and the fact that people are going to make fun of you and they're going to have laughter, they're going to laugh at you, but so what? Okay, that doesn't mean that you don't want to share your whole business with everybody, because we have to have and share with who we feel that can at least help us save face or give us dignity, or that we can confide to in confidence, and that they'll be respectful and understanding. And you might make the mistake. You might share with someone who maybe they didn't give you the kind of feedback that you wanted, and you feel regretful about it, right? You regretted sharing it with that person. And they might not be too bad, but it maybe wasn't what you're looking for. And be inquisitive about the answers that you're looking for when people give you feedback, because sometimes it's to meet a selfish need, and you need to be careful with that. So someone could be telling you the truth and you don't want to hear it, and then sometimes somebody might be thinking that they're telling you the truth and they're not. So this is for you to kind of hit rock bottom and get down to the basics and the foundation of truth and reality. And when we have a situation, when we're under circumstances, we have to, and we're in those moments of desperation, right, where things seem hopeless, and they are hopeless, relatively speaking. We have to start asking ourselves, how can we use this? How can we serve it? How can we serve? How can we use this experience to shape us and to mold us and to make us better? Maybe it's an experience of, hey, you know what? I can relate now to other people who've been in a situation like this, and maybe I was going on a streak of feeling super successful and going from glory to glory and being a winner everywhere that I go. And now because I haven't experienced a failure in a while, or haven't really skipped a step in my success journey, or my success story, it kind of brings you back down to earth a little bit. And I know I experienced something like that recently and lately, and I'm so appreciative and thankful for that experience, that God somehow worked it out. But it didn't go without a fight. It was very hard for me, and I'm reaching and I'm praying and I'm talking to my brothers in Christ, in Jesus, and it's a real struggle. And some people, and for the most part, and I shared, of course, with other people, because I was such in a desperation place. Of course, first and foremost, my wife. But some people can't really understand. They don't know what you're going through. They might, put their hand on your shoulder and say a prayer for you, or they might, just give you some good words, or just, tough times don't last. Tough people do. And sometimes you got to take life with some losses sometimes. We don't always get what we want. And maybe there is a greater purpose, or maybe there's not, and you just throw your hands up. Okay? But we have to go through these experiences. They can humble us. They can give us help us to know, again, bringing us back to earth, and so that we can put ourselves in other people's shoes. Because this lesson or this experience might not even be for you or about you. It gives you a greater sense of humanity, so that, if we're always such on a winning streak, it kind of makes us unrelatable, right? There's a story great in the Old Testament, in the Bible, where all the people got together and they're building this Tower of Babylon, and it was gonna, it was just gonna be too much success for them, and so their plans didn't go forward. And it's not that life is not for you, and that your better days are ahead of you, but it's not that you're not patient, but you can't, kill yourself or not give yourself, cut off the option for a miracle to happen and for a miracle to occur. And with enough time, especially if you're kind of new and you're young in life and you haven't had too many upsets or setbacks, or you think you got the worst out of the way, and maybe you have, maybe your character has been developed and you're strong now, and so that you have more resilience. But that doesn't mean that life is not going to send you a new challenge for you to deal with and to grapple with. But we have to learn that, hey, even boxers, right? We get in fights, a boxing match, even the great Floyd Mayweather, Muhammad Ali, everyone, Floyd Mayweather, 50-0, won every single fight. But did he not get punched in every single fight? Of course he got punched in the face, right? He had to move out of the way. So there was times where even the greatest, the best ever, gets punched in the face. So it doesn't mean that you have to lose the battle or lose the war. And if you keep being persistent with finding the answers, eventually grace seems to come in or step in and reward you. You can't get that time back. You look at the story of Job in the Bible, where he had everything basically taken away from him, and he got everything back. Maybe he didn't get his loved ones back, but he was replenished. And so those feelings of feeling whole again returned to him. When you think, I'll never get that chance, I'll never get that opportunity, maybe so, but your maturity has to kick in, your strength has to kick in, and you have to be a superior person and deal with the consequences of your mistake or the choice that you made. We don't get this back, and maybe looking back, you weren't ready for that opportunity or for that for those things to happen for you, and they help define and help you get closer onto exactly where you are at in your life. Because sometimes we put in ourselves in a bubble and we think that we're so great, and then we don't really know how strong we're not until we go up a challenge, or a certain situation comes. And that's the only way where we get feedback, because life is not a punching bag. Life punches back, it hits back. Okay, and you might be hitting that slug in that punching bag and going at it hard, be like, oh yeah, I'm the heavyweight champion of the world. All right, but you have to step in the ring and you have to go against formidable opponents, and life is always going to send you a bigger challenge, hopefully, right? Because we want to grow and we want to expand. So, there's certain things in terms of life, a particular goal, say like you're an athlete in sports, and you have your one chance to win the Super Bowl or in whatever championship game, and you lose that, and you're maybe older in your years, and you have to retire. Joe Staley, football player, San Francisco 49ers, Hall of Famer, and so close to winning the Super Bowl, but age kind of caught up with him, and he's not really willing to, he doesn't have it in him anymore, because that's just your life. Now he has to go into the new chapter of his life and find success there and be a champion there, and of course, especially as men, we tie our identity to our career and our work, but we're more than that. And there is some truth to it, though, right? We're here to be a living sacrifice, to produce, to have meaningful work and to contribute to society. But if we can't get in one way, we're going to have to be able to achieve it in another way. We want to have a good and faithful, a well done at the end of our lives. And if you're pursuing of it, I must believe that it will be granted to you. But it's gonna have to take, you're gonna have to fight for it tooth and nail, even harder than whatever you thought you even if you dedicated your life to another or different past previous craft. So you might have choked, you might have failed, you might have not met your standard, might have that one time that you're not wearing a seatbelt, you get in an accident, God forbid. That one time where you didn't do something and you didn't wear a condom, and then you had a baby. You're just like, what? And you're so consistent. Excuse my examples. And so you have to roll, and babies are a blessing, and then you have to turn that lemon into a lemonade. These are blessings, and it causes you to step up to the challenge and be a man, or you can just continue going down your loser pathways. And that happens to a lot of people, unfortunately. Hopefully they're able to one day mature and hopefully reconcile with the child that they abandoned for so long. And that child's gonna have to find forgiveness for them. But this is about you and you meeting your moments. But life is gonna reward you. I gotta believe, I must believe, with another opportunity for you to step up to, what went wrong? What did I do right? What would I do differently? How do I prepare better for next time, for whatever next opportunity that I have? So I can be consistent with myself as a winner and with an identity of a winner. And so it's out there for you, and don't give up in these times of moments. It's out there for you, and somehow the idea will come into contact. Or, they say time heals all wounds, and it does, but that's if you're persistent with it. If you just let it be and throw your hands up, then it'll never be, and then you'll go down like thumbs down. So don't go that route. And sometimes if you do go down there and you want to see what that life is like, don't live there. And that's up to you. That's your choice to make in life. But I got to believe that's something that you're better than that, and you're more resourceful. And God doesn't put anything in your life that you can't handle, and that He doesn't have you going through for a reason or a purpose, even if it's just to reach out to Him so He can show His mighty hand for you. He wants to be the Lord of your life, and He wants you to have partnership with Him so that He can bless you. But He also wants to bless you not just with material success or some of these other semi-superficial things, but He wants to develop your character for you to be a faithful person. And that's what will ultimately bring Him ultimate glory, and you the greatest satisfaction and pleasures in life. So don't give up, don't quit, never give up, and keep pursuing your ultimate vision, knowing that things will be taken care of if you follow it and you make it your primary focus in life. So God bless you. Thank you for watching. I'm Xavier Garcia. Till the next video, love with freedom.